All right, it's Tuesday, October 21st. This is a morning SPY update about 2 hours into trading. Just wanted to highlight what unfolded and what some of the possibilities are going forward. First of all, as described in earlier videos, we had a nice red to green move here early on that you were kind of anticipating. Once we opened up in the middle of the pre-market range, came down, took out the liquidity of the pre-market lows, green bar. We came up, took out the first bar high and yesterday's high, and that was the two targets on this move. Now we're having an orderly pause as expected at our targets, and we're going to see what happens. And there's a few possibilities here, quite frankly. First of all, on the daily chart, as described, after that green bar yesterday, you were anticipating the highs of yesterday being taken out. So when it opened up a little lower, that was actually a good opportunity to look for a buy entry, and we got that and it moved up. There's plenty of time to go in the day. On the weekly chart, we're still in a two-up mode here, trying to get to the highs of this target here, the red bar 2 weeks ago. So we'll see if that happens. And we're early in the week. You got to consider time. So there's 5 days in a week. We're now on day 2. So there's plenty of time to A, continue a lot further, but B, maybe to fail and head lower. So now the question is, I'm open to a potential failure. This was a big range here in this red bar, and I was discussing all last week how I'm looking for buy opportunities on failures near the bottom, sell opportunities on failures near the top. And now we're near the top, obviously. So with 2 days into the week on this daily chart, we have a couple of failure possibilities that could unfold. First of all, this orderly pause here could come all the way down strong through the midpoint of that first bar, close red, and that would signal we're likely trying to take out the lows of the day again. And then if we do that, then we'll possibly get through the midpoint of the prior day and have a 3-day to the upside, 2-up failure day, where we take out the high the previous day, get through the midpoint of that day and go to the low. And if we hit that low, then all of a sudden we're below the open of the week, which is kind of a very key reference point going forward. So that's a possibility. Another possibility, make an orderly pause. We try to make a push up. We can't really, take out the high of the day here and then have another red bar down. That could be the start again of another failure up high here that moves lower, and then we see if we kind of can get to the lows of the day, which aligns with the midpoint of yesterday. So there are some failure possibilities up here as we watch price action. The expectation still is for this pause to be orderly, another green bar, and then a secondary push to new highs and ultimately to these weekly highs. So, that's kind of what you're watching for. I can't call this a failure at the moment, but I know there are two failure possibilities up here that could lead the way to lower prices. If we get to the high end of this range, fail, and then come down with like either a failure day today or something like a 2 up, 2 down tomorrow that with time to go in the week can still turn this weekly chart red, getting back through the open here. So that's kind of where we're at in the morning. The high probability play today was the red to green move here. If this becomes a very orderly pullback and another green bar, you can anticipate one more push up, but there could also be a failure up here, and you'll have to watch price action unfold in one of several ways here intraday to know if that's going to fail. So we're not there yet, but we're monitoring it because we are at the high end of a range, and it might fail after breaking out above this pivot to reach its target. You never know. But again, if that happens, it's going to show up on the intraday charts and ultimately the daily charts, some kind of failure up here. Just like there was a failure down below that moved higher, we could be failing up here that moves lower, but that's not, we're not there yet. But I just wanted to say, we're on watch and we'll see what happens. So let's see how this orderly pullback early in the morning, could it result in a secondary push to new highs, or is it going to possibly be the start of a failure at the top of a big picture range?